Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Bad Eggs Film Podcast. We got a very special episode this week because on Sunday are the 96th Academy Awards. So we got a lot to talk about. We're going to get into some Oscar picks, predictions. First of all, my name is Charlie Batista. My name is Charlie Batista, and I have here with me
Sabian Arazi.
You can find us on YouTube at Sabian and Friends and Instagram at badeggs.official. And before we get into our Oscar picks and predictions, first, let's talk about what we watched in the past week. You want to start?
That's right, yeah. I saw Tenet, by myself.
What day was that?
That was on the 27th.
All right.
Now, you know me, I've already seen Tenet 5 times. That was my 6th time watching it in
I think
IMAX.
I've seen it 5 or 6 times.
But that is such a good movie. And it's so confusing.
I've seen it 5 times.
We already talked about who's fighting at the end. They are on the same side.
Bro.
That's confirmed. I looked it up. I saw the pitch meeting as well. They are of the same army. And they're fighting just each other.
Why?
I don't know.
Let me look at that Reddit. I looked up on Reddit, who are they fighting at the end of Tenet? And they were saying, Satyrs men.
It wasn't just satyrs, man. They explain in the movie. They're all like, we're going to create a pentoral loop or something. We're all going to have to go and, disarm a bomb, but the first team is going to have to fail because what's happened has already happened. But then Neil, is on one side and the protagonist is on the other. They explain it, and you get, okay, they're on the same side. You still don't know why they're fighting or why they do any of that.
No, honestly, I still got no idea. Reddit, they're saying Satyrs men. They're saying a factionless enemy, so they don't say it's a particular nation or group. They're saying private Russians. They said, as pointed by Faye, the CIA handler, they're private Russians. Satyr is so rich that he has enough money to pay off governments and makes his money through black market deals of plutonium, and he's the only company operating in Stalsk 12 through Rotas.
Yeah, I don't know. But hey, besides the confusing third act that I don't know what they're doing, that whole movie, masterpiece.
This one thing just says Tenet is gay, and someone replied, your mom, but you are mom.
Oh. Tenet is in my top 20 of all time.
Honestly, so I didn't get to rewatch Tenet, but the thing I like about Tenet is you can't try to understand it. You just have to feel it.
Bro, it's the best line in the movie.
Because it's especially, I don't know what it is about the new poster artwork that they did of John David Washington falling. That kind of really, that poster artwork alone makes me like the movie more because it's really just such an interesting approach to making a movie and such an interesting concept. And honestly, I don't even like trying to understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's not really the type of thing that's been done before in a movie, or at least had a whole movie based around it. The idea of shooting things in reverse and playing it out. So even though maybe story-wise I wouldn't say it's Nolan's best, but in terms of being its own thing, it's so much it's fun to watch, it's fun to talk about. I appreciate it. I've seen it 5 times and it's, I don't know what's going on. I don't care to know what's going on. I don't even want to know what's going on. I just think it's fun.
Me, top 3 Nolan, easily. I know that's kind of crazy to say, especially now that Oppenheimer's out. But it's Interstellar, number 1, then Inception, then Tenet for me.
I would put The Prestige and Memento and The Dark Knight above it, plus Inception and Interstellar. I'd also probably I'd put Oppenheimer above it as well. But that's probably my next favorite after his.
And also, one last thing about it. Watching in IMAX, the 747 scene, dude.
Oh.
I forgot about that going in.
I also forgot about
I only
that.
thought about, like, everything around it. And then when I remember hearing the 747 song start, and I was like, dude, I forgot I'm about to watch this. It's so
Dang.
perfect. Man.
I remember the moment I realized the first time we saw it, like when I realized the second time they were going back to 747. No, it wasn't even 7. No, the first time he goes to the turnstile and he's fighting the guy backwards. I remember the moment I realized that he was that other guy, I was like, wow, this is such a trip of a movie, and I love it.
Most confusing movie ever, and I want to see it 10 more times.
Simple. How many things did you watch this week after that?
Well, I saw something else before the Zone of Interest.
What?
Well, it's not really a movie. I just, I finally started rewatching Invincible Season 1.
Oh.
I saw the first episode, and, like, man, I remember watching that for the first time, being shocked by the ending.
I think I've seen the whole show, like, 2 or 3 times. Is all of Season 2 out? Or did the second half get delayed?
The second half comes out this month, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get on that.
Yeah, but saw the first episode. I'm going to rewatch the whole thing, but yeah, that's my favorite show.
I'm probably not going to rewatch it because I've already seen it enough times. So, like, and I already remember everything. So I'm just going to jump into Season 2 straight up. Unless, like, Isabella wants to see Season 1. Like, then I'll just go ahead and watch it. Well, I guess something that isn't technically a movie that I saw before the Zone of Interest was the Valencia 29th film celebration. This year's, I don't know if it's annual, but I don't know how often they do it. But this time's theme was the heist. It was all like heist themed, I guess.
What?
The short films weren't heist themed. It was just like the theme of the celebration. But I went to primarily go watch the short film Cherry by Ava Chow, starring Casey Lacerte. Went to go support Casey and whatnot. And that was the longest short out of all of them. It was 18 minutes long. I was all excited to go see it until something hilarious happened. So first of all, like, I go into the place, it's at the East Campus of Valencia, and the main room where, like, the movie theater screen is, it's completely full. Like, it's packed, like, it's sold out, like, there's no seats in there. And then, like, they direct us over to like, this, like, overload room, you know, like, just for, like, people who can't squeeze in there, like, for, like, the extra people. And in that room, it's, like, in the back, it's just, like, a row of chairs, a little bit of concession, and then there's, like a big TV, or it was, like, a projector. It was, like a projector screen, not nearly as big as the movie theater one, but, like, that was there. And then that's where Casey was sitting and whatnot, so it was cool being there. And actually, something, like, kind of hilarious happened right before, like, while I was getting my ticket. I don't know if I should say it on the podcast, though.
Oh, well, now you have to say it.
Should I just say it and then, like, if we cut out, we cut it out? Yeah.
It's not going to be cut out.
So basically, like, I went over to get my ticket, right? And, like, it's, like, the 2 people sitting there to get their taking tickets. And if you're, like, a Valencia student, it's free, right? I don't have a Valencia ID, though, because I do online, and, like, I just never went to get my ID. But I go up to them, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have an actual ID because I do online. And they're all like, oh, it's fine. You could just show us, like, your canvas and your ID or something. And I'm like, all right. I show them my canvas, right? And they're like, okay, you're good. And then I start taking out my my license, and, like, I had my, like, wallet like this as I was taking out my license, and literally, like, oh, look, here's my ticket. Bro, this falls out, and I quickly catch it in my hand. For our audio listeners, if we don't cut this out, it's a condom. And, like, I quickly clenched my hand, like, so, like, it wouldn't be that obvious, but I know they saw it, and I immediately was just like my face was just like I quickly just pursed my lips, and I was like, oh my god. Really, I just, like, showed them my ID, and, like, bruh, that was an awkward moment. It's pretty funny, though. Anyway, as for the actual showcase, the first short that played was one called What You Can't See. It was probably the one that was, like, edited the best, shot the best, but it was really funny because it opened with a white screen, title card, and right off the bat, it's Kendrick Lamar, and it's all like, I hope you find some peace of mind. So I almost started laughing, but then it was like this cool dance thing, you know? And like I love seeing dance on film because, you know, a lot of great movies that do that. Whole opening sequence of Climax, the opening sequence of Do the Right Thing is one of my favorites. And it was cool. It was edited really well. It was like in a completely white background and just one girl dancing and whatnot. And there were some cool angles that they did in this white background. Like, I don't know how they, like, you know, did that whole effect, but it looks really neat. But then after that one ended, was this one horror one called Trapped. And like that one, it started off kind of basic. It was like this girl and, you know, she's tripping, all scared and whatnot. Like she's like sitting alone in her apartment and like there's a mirror and like the mirror's like glitching out or whatever. But there was like all these were very short by the way, but there's this one cool short at the end of it, or like bit where she looks over to her door, it's open, right? And then you can see at the end of the shot like some hands creep through the door, and then you see her reaction, and then we cut back to the door, like a bunch of other hands that all like look the same, like are all creeping up. That part was freaky, but then get this. It cuts back to her, she screams, the camera goes right up to her face, freeze frame, fade to black. And I was like, oh.
Interesting
That's
choice.
a nice, neat little choice. But yeah, that was pretty basic. After that was this one called Arrabbiata or Arrabbiata. I don't know. It's like some food. And it was like this woman cooking, and then like her sister comes in, and like they're chatting, and they're like, "Oh, it's so good catching up with you. Oh, I remember when we were kids and this and that happened." It was just, and it was like very short. Like they just eat, and like they don't even really. There's no like
that was
scene.
it.
They just Oh yeah.
Boring.
And then like, you know, it blurred, and then the title came up, and that one, you know, like I think it was acted pretty well. Like I don't think they were actually sisters, because when their names showed up, I can't remember if they had different last names. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure I remember thinking like, oh wow, they weren't actually sisters. So like it was acted well, like it was pretty believable, but like man, I could not relate to that. That was some white people shit, bro. Like oh god, like they were just like, oh yeah, you were dressed as the purple Teletubby, yeah. But
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
After that was an ad, but it was like by the sound department at Valencia to be like, join our sound course, you know, and it was like a trailer, and because the theme of the celebration was like the heist, their trailer was all like, we're stealing sounds. So like someone's typing on a laptop and a sound guy comes up with a mic and he starts recording like that. It was pretty funny. But like the funniest bit was like they were recording like an ant on the ground, like the sound from the ant.
I would have had like Lester in the back, like 30 seconds to the failsafe alarm.
Yeah.
Downloading like off a website.
That would be funny. But then, you could tell it was made by the sound people, because there were some shots in there that just weren't color graded. It was just completely gray and like raw
Some people
footage.
don't have color vision.
They just don't. And then after that was the SR50 Open, which was like a tennis kind of like pseudo documentary. I don't know if it was a mockumentary. I think it was like a real tennis thing, but like it wasn't by people who are actually like, I don't even know. Because the thing, like that's when the power cut off. The power in the entire campus went out, and I didn't get to finish that short, so I didn't know really what was going on. And again, some shots in that one just weren't color graded at all. Like it would have like a color graded, colorful shot, and then just cut to like a completely gray raw shot, and I'm like, the heck? But that one, this one guy laughed a lot in like the audience at this one joke, but it was just kind of like exhale, like not really that funny. But it was like just these guys playing tennis for a while, and then the power went out. That's one that like everyone knew about though. Like in the before like we went in, everyone was like, "Oh, I heard about this one," and then like that's when it got cut off.
Was it like the best one?
Nah, wasn't really catching me like that.
Damn, it was tough.
Yeah, I didn't even get to see Cherry. The power went out. They were like, oh, you know, we'll see if it comes back on. Like, we'll see what we could do. You guys can have free concession. Grabbed a bunch of candy and whatnot. This one guy looked at me and he was like, damn, you're taking that all for yourself. And I was like, no, I'm bringing this back to like my friends.
Yeah, you were taking that for yourself.
Nah, I swear. You know those Sour Patch Kids I brought to the DeLorean rehearsal? That was from that. But then shortly after that, they were like, yeah, nah, we're going to have to postpone or delay it. Still haven't gotten a date for when it's going to be now. Hopefully, like I can make it to the next one because I really want to see Cherry because like the trailer for that one looked really good, and I gotta see it. Um, that was it for the Valencia 29th film celebration.
Oh, wow.
After that, we both saw The Zone of Interest on March 4th, yesterday.
As of recording this,
we saw this yesterday.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't the biggest fan.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so I was already pretty tired going into it.
You were sleeping during it.
I fell asleep for like a good 5 to 10 minutes in the middle. And when I woke up, I didn't really miss anything.
Yeah, I mean, you fell asleep when they were sitting there, standing around. When you woke up, the most that happened was that they were smoking now.
Ah. See, that's interesting.
But yeah, honestly, it was boring. It was a very boring movie, and I get it. It's about the Holocaust. It's a story about this German family during the Holocaust, living next to a concentration camp.
No, they run the concentration camp.
They run it, and
he's the commandant. He's a real guy.
And I just why? I actually ask myself why is this a movie? What is this trying to tell me? Yeah, did you know that these people lived normal lives while those people were suffering and dying?
I think the point of it was that they were living these pretty blissful lives. They had that whole river and they had a nice garden and whatnot. And meanwhile, it's at the cost of all this stuff. So these are bad people.
Yeah, I mean,
that's right. Nazis bad.
Yeah, Nazis bad. I know. And I don't even understand and by the end of the movie, I liked the ending, kind of. I thought it was interesting, but the whole thing is just it's sitting there just watching normal lives. It actually reminded me of in our first lightsaber Nerf battle, when after we finish all the action, we have this 3-minute sequence where I walk to the bathroom, I brush my teeth and use the bathroom, and I go upstairs and go to sleep. It's like that, but it's an hour and a half of that of just people doing normal things, and all I have to think about is oh yeah, they're also running a concentration camp, so I guess it's messed up.
Yeah,
but
the most they do is that during these scenes, you just hear gunshots and whatnot in the background, so it's damn, that's really going on, and they don't care. But
I don't think it's nearly enough to sustain an entire movie. I think that could have been a short perhaps, but a whole movie, not even worth watching, in my opinion.
I'm going to start off with the stuff I did like. I enjoyed the ending a lot. There was a hilarious moment right before the end. But the ending was good. And then a few minutes leading up to the ending scene as well, there was this one conversation that was had where, I could... we were okay, yeah, this guy's pretty evil. Obviously we know that the whole movie, but he says some pretty evil stuff. So you get the idea. But I also enjoy those scenes of the Polish girl hiding the food.
Well, that was good. That was the little bits of okay, this is interesting. Something is happening.
Effect, that was pretty cool.
And the negative effect. It looked like 3D animation. It was so weird.
I dug it. I thought it looked cool and it fit what was going on. But there were some scenes here and there where I dug what was happening. For the most part, everything in between didn't resonate with me. I was I could kind of see what they were going for, but they missed the mark with me. I'm glad that other people are whoa, this is a good job. I like the idea of what they're trying to do, where they're showing the idea that these Nazis and whatnot who are killing millions of people, sending them in concentration camps. The scary thing about them is that they're also people, and that people are capable of doing these horrible things as well. That's horrible. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's just the thing, though, is that I know.
Yeah,
I know all.
Normally in these Holocaust movies, though, you would see Nazis portrayed as these almost fictional seeming monsters. You know what I'm saying? But here, you could see this is real life. This actually happened.
I mean, there's some scenes that I thought like I was like, okay, I haven't seen this, and this is pretty like terrifying. Towards the beginning when they were like describing their machine,
Yeah,
like that
the
that was
gas chamber.
horrible because they're talking about it so casually.
Yeah.
About how many people they can kill, and like
He's like, and you just rotate it.
that's bad. And then that's just in between like.
And then
all
also
nonsense.
another scene way later on in the movie when he's talking about an operation that's named after him and how excited he is, and operations to kill a bunch of people, or transfer them over. You know, like those were the bits and pieces that I was like, this is what the whole movie should have been. But for the most part, it kind of just felt like a slice of life movie about Nazis.
It kind of did. Like it was strange. It kind of missed the mark. I mean, I get it. The whole thing isn't. It's not like I don't get it. I'm like, well, why was this? I know I said earlier, like, why was this made? But I do understand why it was made. And I understand what it was trying to do.
I think it just could have been done better.
Yeah, and I just didn't like it.
And like, there's bits where I could like see like what that potential better movie could have been, and then that wasn't it. I'll also say though, more stuff that I liked. The sound design was really good. How like, you know, in these normal scenes you could hear stuff going on in the background, and like that's exactly how the movie should have been done. I just feel like it relied on that like too much to carry the story forward. And then also those parts of like the long black screen and like the long red screen after the flower shot, I actually really like those. I love staring at a black screen and hearing.
I mean, I like the black screen. The flower shot though, I didn't understand.
I dug it. I mean, like it's the same reason why I like the black screen, because when I'm staring at a black screen and all I'm hearing is the sound, one, it just draws my focus to what I'm hearing as well. And that's kind of like, you know, if you want to get a little analytical here, that's kind of like what the movie's doing as well. Like, you know, these guys are, you know, a lot of people have their eyes closed and their heads turned to what's going on here, but they can still hear the atrocities that are going on. And then I love staring at a black screen because, you know, even though there's nothing there, you can kind of just like start to see everything morph as you just stare into it for long enough. You see, like, I mean, I was seeing like all sorts of things in there, and I just love staring at that, and like, you know, it really sucks you in. I mean, you know, there's another world where I'd be all like, that's pretentious and stupid, but I think
we tried doing something like, we had an idea for that.
Yeah, no, we didn't. But like in this case, it really worked for me. I really dug that.
Yeah, I liked the first black screen.
The first black screen and the last one as well. Yeah,
it's just the red one. That was during a scene where I was thinking in my head about like why I was starting to not really like the movie.
That was during a scene that was one of the few that I actually really enjoyed.
Like when they're all playing. Oh wait, no, was that?
It was like with the flowers. And then we like, you know, they're talking about the garden, and then you see a bunch of the flowers, and then you also hear the guy start to scream in the background. And then also, I think that was, I don't know if that was right after the part where he's talking about, like, oh, this guy, like, tried stealing an apple or something. He's like, oh, just go drown him, you know. Those were the bits and pieces that I enjoyed.
Yep. Honestly, 2.5. Not horrible. And I put it above the Marvels because I rated the Marvels also 2.5, which is honestly kind of high.
That's generous.
But obviously, I think The Zone of Interest is a technically good movie. Like, I wouldn't think that it's bad compared to others. It just didn't work for me. That's just how it is.
Yeah, being completely honest, like, I would give The Zone of Interest 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. You know, because there were big, strong highlights. Overall, like, looking at what the movie's trying to do, it leaves a pretty decent impression on me. But, like, again, that's, like, the lowest positive rating I'd give. Anything below that, I think, would be negative. So, I definitely wouldn't give it a 3.5. But, like, 3 stars, you know, good B- for effort. What'd you watch next? Oh, you got more to say?
No.
What'd you watch next?
Well, same day, I went by myself, and I went and saw Lisa Frankenstein.
What did you think of that?
You know, I actually really liked it. I did. I thought it was such a cute movie, and going there by myself, like, I sat in, like, row E, I was in the middle, and then, like, this, like, young couple, probably younger than me, they seemed like they were, like, 16 and 17, like, sat behind me, and like they were laughing like during the whole movie, and like
That's
they were
nice.
having a good time watching.
They weren't just macking on each other.
Yeah, but I thought it was good. And at first I was like, okay, this might not be as good as I thought, because like some of it seemed kind of like silly, but like as it progressed, I kind of just adapted myself to the movie.
That was PG-13, right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't R, and it definitely wasn't PG, so.
Well, that settles it.
Yeah. So, like, you know, it was good. Not entirely what I expected, like, plot-wise.
All I know is, like, the premise, I think, where, like, she falls in love with this statue of a dead guy, and then she's like, well, I'm going to rebuild him using dead people's body parts.
That's honestly, like, not too accurate.
Dang.
It's, like, a little different than that. It's more like that she's in love with this statue, but it comes to life automatically, like, randomly by, like, lightning, and then she, like, befriends him, but doesn't want to be, like, with him, but then he wants to rebuild himself with body parts.
Ooh.
So she's like, okay, I'll help you. And I think that whole aspect was fun, and there's killing in the movie. Some of it is like, okay, like, you know, her motivations for killing someone might be kind of crazy. I'm talking about, like, for the first kill. For the other ones, all those people deserve to die.
That's usually how it goes, though. It's always, like, really, like,
If you
first kill.
If you've seen Lisa Frankenstein, then the first kill that I'm talking about, I think, was a little strange, because I feel like, why would you want to kill that person or be happy with it? The rest were like, yeah, it's satisfying to watch these horrible people die, right? It's funny.
Was the kill count high?
Not really. It was in the single digits, I think.
Not bad.
And yeah, I thought it was funny and it was cute. The ending was surprisingly, it was kind of deep and emotional.
I love when comedies do that, though. There's a lot of good comedies that like nail the ending. That's it.
Yeah, the ending, it hit really well. And yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'd give it 4 stars. But I didn't like it as much as American Fiction. I only say that because that's the only other 4-star I gave out this year.
Dang.
So
This year?
I haven't seen that much this year.
Oh, wait, 2024.
Yeah.
Because American Fiction is a 2023 movie.
Yeah, so 4 stars. I enjoyed it.
Believe it or not, I saw more than one movie this week.
No way.
I saw Maestro this morning.
What?
Yeah, I saw Maestro.
You woke up and saw Maestro?
I woke up, took
What time
his
did
boat
you
to
wake
work.
up?
I woke up at like 8. Or no, like a little earlier than 8. Took his boat to work, came home, watched Maestro. And,
Was it good?
you know, it wasn't bad. I don't think it was bad. I got a few things like, it's very much like an actor's movie. It's like a movie that you watch and it's like, hey, look at these actors, you know, just kind of what you'd expect. Bradley Cooper, you know, he plays Leonard Bernstein.
But he directed it, right?
He directed and starred in it, and he was a co-writer.
I'm a big Leonard Bernstein fan.
You know, yeah, he makes good music, or he did at least. And you know, my favorite part of Tar last year was the Leonard Bernstein scene. That was my favorite part of Tar. So to see a whole movie, it's the Tar prequel, you know. But yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, like, all these actors are good at acting. They have all these great facial expressions. There's a bunch of shots where, like, it lingers on reactions instead of the person who's talking. So it really gives them a lot of room to, you know, put their all in the performance. But the thing is I believe these actors were great at acting and doing great acting stuff, but I didn't believe in the characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bradley Cooper was doing a really good job at playing Leonard Bernstein, but I wasn't looking at Leonard Bernstein. Same thing with all the other actors on screen. The best one on screen is probably Carey Mulligan, but, like, again, same issue there. You know, they didn't seem like actual people. They just seemed like actors being good actors. And, you know, the whole look of the movie is great. Some nice, beautiful shots and whatnot. So Matthew Libatique, he had very good look to the whole movie, pretty much like, wouldn't expect anything less from him. Might be some of his best work, but I would definitely say all the technical stuff takes a backseat to the performers on screen, and they did a good job. But I couldn't help but just think, like, man, they're all just trying to get that Oscar, and they all got nominations, which is great, but like.
Was there a lot of music in that movie?
Yeah, Leonard Bernstein, like, his music played throughout the movie. That was some of the best stuff.
That's good, because when I saw Tar, I was upset because
That's a music movie.
There was barely any song, like scenes where you heard a lot of music.
Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, a lot of that movie had some of his songs. Some I recognized even, like one of the songs from West Side Story played, and like, not sure if the placement of that one was the best, but like, it was still neat to see. Let me see what else oh yeah. So what I wrote about the movies, they talk a lot about music, and I hear a lot about music, but he's really just saying how much he likes music instead of really letting me believe it. And there's a few moments here and there where I did believe it though, like this one performance he gave. There's just one like long scene where you just see him conduct like this whole thing. That was probably the best scene of the movie, because it's like most of it's in like one take, and you're just going really, like, you start super wide, you go really close as he's conducting, and you're like, wow, you see this guy's passion here. But aside from that scene, he's always like, I love music and I love people, and I'm like, okay, show me that, because I don't believe it. There was one scene, if you've seen the movie, the inflatable Snoopy scene, that was a good scene. That was a very good scene. And then there are also, again, this is a common issue with biopics or any movie based in real life, but I feel like there's just big important events and key moments that like should be shown on screen, where you see what happens right before and you see what happens shortly after. And it's like why are you skipping these parts? I remember Killers of the Flower Moon had that. This movie has something similar. Like, we're skipping over major events. And
wait, like events like about, or ones that they mentioned but then didn't care about?
Like, you see them build up to it, and then it cuts to after it, and they're all like you just know that it happened.
Oh.
And there's a huge one like towards the end of the movie, and it's like, why? It's like in like the second to last scene. They're building up to this thing, and they literally skip past it, and it's like,
you think it's like Bradley Cooper being like,
they already know it's gonna happen.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to there. I got tired.
You know what I've heard about that movie? It's just pure Oscar bait.
The thing
it's like this year's Vice.
There's
There's always a Vice every year.
I've seen more Oscar baity movies, but this movie's definitely Oscar bait. Everyone's trying to win an Oscar. Like, everyone acting is trying to win an Oscar. They want to get nominated for cinematography, sound, obviously, because it's a music movie. I'm just not a fan of biopics, and like, this movie wasn't that big of an exception. It still wasn't bad. I think my main issue though, this movie doesn't really go anywhere. Things are happening and it happens, and there's some good moments, but it just doesn't really amount to much. It doesn't have much to say on Leonard's legacy and his career. It's really a love story between him and his wife, and meanwhile you have the fact that he's gay, like, getting in the way. That's what most of the movie is. But then again, there's big key events that are just skipped that involve that, and it's like, so what do you want to be? Do you want to be a Leonard Bernstein music movie, or do you want to be a Leonard Bernstein love movie? Pick one. Couldn't do it. I would rate Maestro 3 stars.
3. I thought you were leaning towards like 3.5.
Oh, really? While I was watching it, for a good chunk of it, I was thinking 3.5, but there were just some moments towards the end that killed it. Also, something hilarious, like, shortly before the end, I paused the movie to call my uncle and like ask him about the SD card and stuff, because I thought there was like 15 minutes of the movie left, right? And then like after that phone call, I rewound. That was like a 2 or 3 minute phone call. I rewound like 10 or 20 seconds, and then I played it, and that was literally like the very end of the movie. There were just like 13 minutes of credits.
Oh.
Yeah, so like I completely disrupted like the second to last shot of the movie for myself.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. Anyway, now that we've gone over what we've seen, I think it is an excellent time to discuss the big event that's going on Sunday.
That's right.
The 96th Academy Award. Let's go over our Oscar predictions and picks. Now, full disclosure, keep in mind, we have not seen all of the nominees. When it comes to Best Picture, I have yet to see Anatomy of a Fall and Past Lives. I'm watching Past Lives on Friday and Anatomy of a Fall on Saturday. So I'm cutting it a bit close this year. So, just for the sake of this episode coming out when it needs to come out, we'll have to be ignoring those things. But here are our Oscars picks and predictions, starting with Best Documentary Short Film.
What? No,
Don't
I'm
care.
skipping all
I
those.
didn't watch that.
Skipping all those shorts and
Best Documentary Feature Film.
I don't watch documentaries.
Didn't watch that. Best Live Action Short Film.
I don't watch short films.
Didn't watch any of those, but that's probably going to go to The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Best Animated Short Film. I didn't watch any of those, but I'm going to be peeved. I'm going to be peeved off if it goes to War Is Over. The John Lennon Yoko Ono song inspired one.
Bro, the snail song?
Yeah, the snail song.
The heck?
Yeah, I don't want it to go to that. All right, Best International Feature Film.
Oh, we have a different order. Whatever.
I'm going from the bottom up.
Okay.
Best International Feature Film, my prediction is that it's going to go to The Zone of Interest because that got nominated for Best Picture and International Feature Film. Most of the time when it gets nominated for both categories, it won't win Best Picture and it'll just go to International Feature.
Yeah.
What was your prediction?
I said Zone of Interest because I haven't seen any of the others. That is my pick and prediction.
My pick, I haven't seen any of the others, but I would choose Society of the Snow just because my grandpa wanted to watch that with me. So, like, you know.
What's that about?
That one, first of all, it's by J.A. Bayona, who did A Monster Calls and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And it's about the real event that went on. I think it was in like an Uruguayan sports team. They crashed their plane in some snow, and then it's like what that bit in the Rick and Morty Bad of Acid episode's based on.
Oh.
Yeah, they're stuck in the snow. The poster kind of spoils the ending, though.
For real?
Yeah.
Let me see it.
You want to see? Look up the poster.
What's it called?
Society of the Snow.
Society of the Snow.
Let me see that.
Which one?
That one. That's like the main poster.
This one?
Yeah.
How do we know that's a spoiler?
Because they're all celebrating that someone found them.
Well, did they all die, like in real life?
Well, I mean, if you know the true story, you know they got rescued.
I don't think this is a spoiler.
No, bro, like...
I mean, I guess it spoils that maybe that they all just sit there and wait until someone finds them next to their plane.
They all got big smiles on their faces. But if I didn't know that was based on a true story, I'd be like, spoilers. Alright, Best Animated Feature Film. I think we have the same things here.
Obviously...
Elemental.
What?
Oh.
Obviously, my pick, Across the Spider-Verse.
My pick is also Across the Spider-Verse.
Like, that is the best animated movie. Honestly, probably like the best movie of all time.
And my
technically speaking.
prediction is also Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
My prediction, honestly, is The Boy and the Heron. I don't think they'd give it to a little part one movie.
I think they're going to give it to Across the Spider-Verse because it literally did everything for animation. And Into the Spider-Verse also won Best Animated Feature when that came out.
But that's the thing. I think it's a part one. That's why I don't think it would win.
I guess we got to see.
I would expect like Beyond to win, but Across is like there's no way that they're gonna give it to a part one movie. And The Boy and the Heron, yeah, they're gonna look at The Boy and the Heron. They give it.
I mean, I like The Boy and the Heron, but like, are you like I saw Across the Spider-Verse 11 times in theaters.
No, I mean I agree.
I mean the Academy is dumb. We all know
That's
this.
what I'm thinking they're gonna pick.
I just really hope that's not the case, but I'm pretty confident that they'll choose Across the Spider-Verse. Not even because it's the best movie, but just like following like Into the Spider-Verse, and because like literally everyone who's seen Across the Spider-Verse loves it. So if you were just like throw out like Boy and the Heron, like there'd be some controversy. But they love controversy.
It's gonna go to Elemental.
Imagine, you know, like Peter's son and all the Elemental guys are like they got their fingers crossed. Like, come on. All right, best original song. What's yours?
Sorry, it's just like our list is so out of order.
Oh.
I put my pick and prediction for What Was I Made For Barbie just because I don't remember the Killers of the Flower Moon song.
I re-listened to it. It's just some chanting.
And and it shouldn't go to I'm Just Ken. I know that won the Golden Globe, and I know people were upset about that.
That's kind of just a joke pick.
Yeah, like that's like if
that song
Bowser's
is good
song
because
won.
of the scene.
The Fire Inside, I don't even know what that is, and I just think like, sure, the Barbie one.
I think Billie Eilish. What is like?
Oh, that was Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's probably gonna win. Is this her second or third? Because she got For No Time to Die. I think she got another one. I forgot what it was for. And then this one. So like they're gonna make the safe choice.
And also that song was popular on TikTok.
That song was popular, and like the scene that it plays within the movie is good. Like it's gonna win. All right, best original score. This is where things get interesting.
My pick and prediction would be Oppenheimer. I think that Oppenheimer has one of the most recognizable like themes right now. Like if you played the Oppenheimer, like the Can You Hear the Music? Play that to anyone. Oh, that's Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Killers of the Flower Moon. I actually like that score. Something I would like to talk about is how like I really love in that movie how in every scene
There's music.
like just a light thumping in the background. That actually elevated that movie so much because like it did a lot. In every scene they're talking, it's like dun, 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 and it shows that like something's always building. And I think that's incredible. Indiana
There's
Jones.
stuff brewing in the background.
Yeah. Indiana Jones,
Literally just because John Williams did it. That score was not good.
yeah, I don't even remember any
I don't remember a
songs.
single song.
There's nothing like The Raiders of the Lost Ark. American Fiction, good score, but not worth winning.
It's all right.
Poor Things, good score, but not really worth winning.
Prediction. This is, for me, I have to make a tough call on this. My prediction is Ludwig Göransson for Oppenheimer, obviously.
Ludwig.
He's definitely going to win that, right? Like, pick. This is a tough call. I'm between Oppenheimer and Jerskin Fendrix for Poor Things. I love the Poor Things score. I love the different themes in that movie for the different characters. I love the final, like, song that plays before the credits is one of my favorites. It is so good. So many interesting sounds. It's not going to win, but, like, I love it. I love it. All right. Best production design. My prediction is that it'll go to Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, that's my prediction.
Because for my other stuff, like Killers of the Flower Moon, it's not, I don't think it's going to win many things, so it's probably going to just get best production design. Production design in that movie was good. There's these big, like, you know, period piece things. It's got to go to a period piece always. And if it's not Killers of the Flower Moon, I think it'll go to Napoleon, which is unfortunate, but, like, you know, same thing, period piece, different time frame. My personal pick would be, again, Poor Things. That movie has some of the coolest looking sets I've ever seen.
Oh. Yeah, my prediction was Killers of the Flower Moon for, like, the same reasons. I said my pick was Oppenheimer, but... I mean, that's because, like, I don't know. I feel like Christopher Nolan's production design is always so good.
I mean, yeah, like, it all looks real. None of it, like, you know, I doubt it for a second. But, like, damn, Poor Things just looks so creative and, like real.
Yeah,
and
Poor Things
moving.
does look good.
All right, best film editing. My prediction is that it'll either go to Killers of the Flower Moon or Oppenheimer. More likely than not Oppenheimer. What about you?
I said Oppenheimer for my pick and prediction.
My pick, I also said Oppenheimer.
Unless there's like specific editing in the movie, like a Guy Ritchie movie, it's not something that I ever would notice.
Yeah, but the thing is like with a movie like Oppenheimer, when you're cutting between so many different things at once.
That's a reason I would give it.
Exactly.
Because, you know, it's impressive to edit between. Something like The Holdovers, why would that win? I mean, that's a normal
They need to fill up the roster right there. I think it's maybe because it had like the old 70s style editing here and there, but like that's it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's impressive how it cuts between many things. I think a movie that also does that excellently is The Master by Paul Thomas Anderson. Like, there's some scenes in that movie where you're cutting between three different things, and like I would be scared to edit that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I would choose Oppenheimer for that. Best sound. This is a very notorious award for the Academy Awards to give because all the guys on that roster are dumb, stupid idiots, and they like chose Bohemian Rhapsody
because it's music sound,
which is why I think my prediction might be Maestro for that, just because music sound. But if not Maestro, I would say either Oppenheimer or The Zone of Interest would win because Zone of Interest had those cool moments, like, where you can see a thing. That's if they were smart, that they would choose the zone of interest. And then Oppenheimer, because, like, there's some really creative bomb sounds in there. That's also my pick. I would choose Oppenheimer.
My prediction is Oppenheimer because of, like, the bomb sounds. Maestro, I forgot about how it's just music, so that also would probably win.
That's my second guess, but I'm hoping, and I think it probably will be Oppenheimer. If not, it's gonna be Maestro.
My pick though is The Creator. I think that
sound?
movie sounded incredible, especially in IMAX.
Yeah, with Radiohead.
Brother, the Radiohead. Hey, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning was nominated, and that's my favorite movie of the year. But sounded good. But
all right, it's not nothing
crazy.
All right, now here's where things get even more interesting. Best visual effects.
My pick actually is The Creator.
My pick is also The Creator.
Because that needs to be a gold standard for Hollywood to stop wasting money.
Also, like, I look at that movie and there's not a single moment of it that I doubted how real it looked. There was, I think, one shot, and it was just this one establishing shot of a fake location that I thought, okay, I could tell this is CGI. Everything else, I could not tell what was real or what was fake.
Yeah, I think like the visual effects, like, it's crazy. Like, it looks like a different world.
Corridor had their VFX artists react to The Creator, and who was their guest?
Who?
Gareth Edwards.
No way.
That's such a good video hearing them talk about that.
Were you eating during that?
I don't remember.
And my prediction is honestly Godzilla -1.
That's an interesting prediction.
I feel like, I feel like Godzilla -1 has to take home some Oscars. VFX, like, why are you shaking your head?
Nah. Because that's the only thing that GM1 got nominated for.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then it might as well win that one, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess I don't know why I would think that.
My prediction. Oh, wait, what were you going to say?
No, you can say yours.
My prediction is, fingers crossed, either The Creator, like the Academy, like they put on their big brain hats for a second and then they saw the obvious winner, or worst case scenario, Napoleon.
Napoleon.
Yeah, I got a feeling it might have a shot at winning.
There's no way Napoleon wins. What VFX? Like,
I mean,
Egypt?
No, there's a lot of visual effects in that movie because there's such big sweeping shots of like armies walking and stuff and armies doing stuff.
And I hated them.
Yeah,
I literally hated it.
That's what it's gonna win for.
I would be mad. Hey, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning got nominated, but why? It was all real.
Honestly,
The ability to remove wires.
No, there's actually a lot of CGI in that movie.
The CGI cliff he drove off.
Yeah, I saw like a video that went in depth on like all of it. Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw it, I remember being disappointed that there was like some green screen and stuff there that I could like obviously see.
But that's the thing, there wasn't.
There was.
Where's the green screen?
Bro, and like some of like the train stuff and like...
No, like if you look at how they shot
I saw the behind the scenes for like some of the train stuff. There were green screens involved. I mean, I still think it's impressive how they like were able to mix the practical with green screen. But like, it looked a little washed out sometimes. I mean, and also a lot of the green screen that movie used was just for set extension, which is fine because like you're not gonna build that whole thing for no reason. That's kind of silly. All right, best cinematography. My prediction is it'll go to Hoyte van Hoytema for Oppenheimer. My pick is Poor Things. It's a very tough call. I would choose either that or Oppenheimer because Oppenheimer, like, it looks so good. But Poor Things, like, I love how, like, they had so many tools, to shoot movies, and they use literally, like, all of them. Miniatures, the fisheye lenses, spherical lenses, the radial, like, bokeh effect in the background, these, like, ultra-wide lenses, like, they're really maxing out what cinematography is in that movie. And I think for that alone, it should win. I think Oppenheimer probably, like, looks better to my eyes. But, like, Poor Things really, really took it.
Yeah, my pick would also be Poor Things because of all the things you said. My prediction, I also said Poor Things.
Oh.
Because, come on, the Academy had eyes.
They don't. The Academy is a bunch of like 89-year-old blind, deaf mute people who like make all their picks in Morse code. Best makeup and hairstyling. Honestly, like I don't have much to say about this category. My prediction is Maestro though.
Really?
Yep.
That's usually what those Vice movies go after. It's those smaller Oscars for.
They just try to rack up as many nominations as possible, and then maybe they'll win one.
Man, I think that's, like, it's stupid. It would be stupid if Maestro won that.
I mean, you know, there is good makeup and hairstyling in that movie. But
is it as impressive as, like, Poor Things?
Honestly, they're doing different things. Like, Maestro looks realistic with the way they do it.
Or Oppenheimer.
But
Remember
Poor
they
Things
had
is so fun.
The shot of the girl, like, with her face melting off.
Yeah, and also they had, you know, Oppenheimer aging and stuff. The thing is with Oppenheimer, though, it doesn't even feel like they were going after that nomination. That was just a genuine part of the movie.
Christopher Nolan don't care about Oscars.
He still has yet to win one for himself.
For real?
For Best Director.
It's going to happen this year.
Best Costume Design. My prediction is Barbie. My pick is Poor Things. Poor Things had some awesome costumes and all of this. Like, they had fun doing that. But, like, they're just going to give it to Barbie because that's the popular choice.
My pick and prediction was Barbie. Because I think, like, all of them look funny.
All right, Best Adapted Screenplay. My prediction, Oppenheimer, obviously. The heck. My pick, Oppenheimer and Poor Things. Either of those two.
My pick and prediction, Oppenheimer. Because, you know, only Nolan could adapt that book so well.
Yeah, and, like, to squeeze all that into a 3-hour movie is impressive. Even though, like, it's a long run time, it's like, damn, how they even do that. All right, Best Original Screenplay. I've only seen 2 of the nominees for this one, which are The Holdovers and
Maestro.
Yeah, Maestro. So I guess my pick between the 2 that I've seen is The Holdovers, but my prediction is Anatomy of a Fall, and I'm probably going to stick with that as my pick if I see it and enjoy it on Saturday.
I've only seen one of them, which was The Holdovers, so that's my pick and prediction.
Nice. Best Actress in a Supporting Role. My pick and prediction is Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I think she did great. I think out of everyone on that list, I'd be happiest if she won it the most because she felt like she was playing the character. My second pick would be, oh wait, never mind. That's for leading role. Yeah, so supporting role straight up, Divine Joy Randolph.
My pick is Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. You remember that scene where she's
That's just like an Oscar scene.
Well, sorry. I think out of everyone here, she probably did the best. My prediction is actually America Ferrera.
Oh, that would suck.
Why? Why would that suck?
I just think there's better options.
I thought she was good.
Hey, by the way, listeners, I liked Barbie.
Yeah, let them all know.
In fact, I probably liked Barbie more than you.
You definitely did.
But, you know, like, when it comes to a lot of these awards, like...
I'm going to get there.
I think there's
when
better
we get to
choices.
Best Director, I'm going to say my opinion.
There's better choices. But, yeah, no, I mean, I think Divine Joy Randolph was very good. Emily Blunt, I don't think she had enough to do in that movie to be worthy of an Oscar. I wouldn't be upset if she got it, but, like, you know, she had, like 2 scenes where, like, she was able to show off. All right, Best Actor in a Supporting Role. My prediction is RDJ for Oppenheimer. I think they're probably going to give it to him as, like, a thing.
Yeah, that's actually my prediction.
My pick, honestly, Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things.
Hey, that was my pick.
Bro, he was so funny.
We have the same prediction and pick.
He killed it.
I think Robert Downey Jr., if he won, I'd be so happy.
I would be overjoyed
because
for him.
I know he would love that, you know, because I feel like now that he's done with Marvel and he's in Oppenheimer, he's the happiest he's ever been.
Yeah, and he deserves it.
And
not even just for that movie specifically, but like just acting in general.
Bro, in every like interview or like clip I've seen of Robert Downey Jr., he has the biggest smile on his face.
Yeah, I've seen
talking about
well.
Oppenheimer. Like, he loves this movie. So if he wins, I feel like it'd be incredible. But my pick is Mark Ruffalo as well because he was so funny in that.
And remember, like, him staring at Emma Stone not saying anything? I think of that clip, and I'm like, yeah, he's my pick.
Bro, like...
my personal favorite.
It's about time, like, you know, Mark Ruffalo's not just the Hulk.
Yeah.
He's actually, he's good.
For me, he's either the Hulk or 13 going on 30. All right, best actress in a leading role. My prediction is Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon.
That is my prediction.
I think she's gonna win, and my personal pick is Emma Stone for Poor Things.
Hey, that's my pick.
Because like she literally had the best arc and development throughout that whole movie. It was seamless. I was literally talking about this yesterday, but it was seamless. You know, her character was not like, and that goes hand in hand with the screenplay. But it's just such perfect development. It doesn't even get better than that. You know?
I mean,
killed it.
Emma Stone, she was so good in that movie, and she's good in every movie, but that one specifically, that's probably like her best role.
Why?
Why? Because she's a talented actress.
I agree.
And prediction, probably Lily Gladstone. Honestly, she did alright.
She had some great moments.
No, I mean, yeah, she did good, but like, I'm not sure if, I feel like Emma Stone's
leading role, like she's the main character of that movie.
Yeah, because Lily Gladstone isn't even the main character of Killers of the Flower Moon.
She's the leading actress, but she's a supporting character. Come on.
Yeah.
And if they don't give it to Lily Gladstone, they might give it to Carey Mulligan for Maestro. She did fine in it. She did good. It's Maestro, man. Come on. All right, best actor in a leading role. My prediction and my pick is Cillian Murphy.
Obviously.
Because, I saw this one review for Maestro that was like, Cillian's Oscar is safe because, Bradley Cooper was coming for it, but, he did fine. But
there's no way he doesn't win.
Cillian Murphy is Oppenheimer. I look at him and I'm like, that's Oppenheimer. There you go.
And he's just... I don't even know what to say. Oppenheimer.
Easy.
Cillian will win.
Enough said. Best director, my prediction,
Okay.
and my pick is Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer.
Yeah, my prediction is Christopher Nolan. My pick, though, I'd probably change it to Christopher Nolan. I said Poor Things, but...
Yorgos Lanthimos.
But now that I realize that Christopher Nolan doesn't even have a director Oscar, I want him to win one.
Yeah, I want him to win one, too.
Now, here's where I can talk about Greta Gerwig not getting the director nomination. You know what? That is a normal thing. And if
people are acting like that's the biggest snub in Oscar history,
it's not. That is such a normal thing. Also, I don't even think she did that crazy of a job. I keep bringing this up. Have you seen the car scene? Car commercial in the middle of Barbie?
Movie.
That is not something. You cannot just say Christopher Nolan didn't do as good as Greta Gerwig, or say they're on the same level. There's literally a car commercial in the middle of Barbie.
Look, you got to be careful what you say, man. Our podcast is turning into a QAnon film.
No, yeah, and also everything with Will Ferrell, I found annoying.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
I feel because directing isn't just the look of the movie; it's also the performances you get from the actor, and I feel like they went way too goofy with the Mattel route. And, I feel like she was just kind of letting Will Ferrell do his thing instead of actually giving him more direction.
Yeah.
And, Barbie got nominated for a bunch of things, including Best Picture. It is not the biggest snub if she doesn't get nominated for Best Director. I think she's a great director. Maybe if I was, creating the nominees myself, I would have put her on there as my choice. But,
I think people losing it over the fact that she didn't win, saying that. I've seen TikToks where people are like, this is horrible and this is exactly what Barbie's about, and I'm like, no,
it's not. Barbie's
clearly
not
none of
Oscars,
these people even watch the Oscars and just think that because it didn't get nominated that it's some huge misogynistic movement. No, it's not. That happens every year.
Last year, Nope didn't get nominated for anything.
Nope was the best movie. It didn't get besides that, but
2019. Lighthouse cinematography, that's it. Robert Eggers didn't get nominated for Best Director.
I think, yeah.
There are snubs every year. That is not the biggest snub. And if she did get nominated, I would really hope that she would not win that because that still.
Yeah, if she was nominated, she wouldn't win. Again, I like Barbie. It's a good movie,
and I think it's directed well. There's a lot of very impressive things, the way the creating this whole Barbie world looks great. The performances are great for the most part, except for Will Ferrell. That whole plane shot done in the volume where the camera's moving instead of I don't know, the back, it looks like everything is moving, but the other thing that it doesn't look like it's moving is moving. There's impressive stuff, but better picks.
It's just a snub, happens every year.
Another one,
whatever. Not something to trip about.
Create this whole thing. Anyway, Best Picture. Best Picture.
Oh, I have an easy prediction. I'm very confident.
I'm coming to Oppenheimer. I can already hear them now.
It's Oppenheimer.
That
is 100% gonna win.
There's gonna be no surprise when they say Best Picture Oppenheimer. And yeah, it should. I think it's most worthy of the Best Picture Oscar. My personal favorite movie is Poor Things out of all the nominees, but I think Oppenheimer deserves the Oscar the most, just because of what that movie's doing. It's literally a movie about the most important thing to ever happen in the history of man, and it is done flawlessly. It's a 3-hour half black and white biopic that made a bunch of money, that people flocked to go see because it's actually good and not only caters to a lot of audiences, but it's just when people see a good movie, they bring other people to go see that good movie because it's actually good. And that stuff about it being 3 hours long in black and white doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's helping cinema.
It's a good movie. It's saving cinema. It's bringing back more original things.
It's made billions of dollars, and it's literally a 3-hour biopic about Oppenheimer.
And a lot of that is thanks to Barbie, but just the fact that I was able to do that alone is crazy.
But yeah, my pick is also Poor Things. That was my favorite movie on this list.
Poor Things is my favorite, but but I do think that Oppenheimer deserves it the most, and I think it definitely, without a doubt in my mind, will win. But hey, maybe they'll be all and the Oscar goes to Bradley. They don't want their review. And it goes to Bradley Cooper for Maestro. Oh. Actually, Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese are also producers on that, so they'd be going up. Come here! Oh. Well.
Hey, if you asked me, if I was on the Academy and you asked me what the best picture was, I'd say Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I'd say Across the Spider-Verse.
But we don't live in that world.
Yep. And honestly, I would not want to be a part of the Academy.
Or I'd say Godzilla -1.
Interesting. That's up there. That would be one of the nominees. Anyway, that just about wraps up the time we have for today's episode. We will have to save our headlines and movie news for the next, but that was our Oscar Picks and Predictions special.
Next week, you will see our reactions to the winners.
Yes, that's right. Tune in next Wednesday to see how we react to all the possible snubs, controversy, and good things. This has been Chewy and Tebow.
Peace out.